In absentia, my elder brother, Hon'ble Justice Riek Joseph, and all the Gurusthaniya on the dais, including my dear friend Mr. Rajendra Nair, and yoginis and yogis, and my dear sisters and brothers. I asked Justice Riek to speak first because I know after he speaks, one does not have to speak at all because he will give full justice to a topic. My association, or rather our association is decades long, so I know pretty well. I don't have to labor, and he has done full justice to the topic. So I was asked by the friends sitting on the dais also to speak something in English also, so that those who are sitting there could also equally follow, and that will do full justice. And I do not think that there is anyone who may not be in a position to follow this English which I speak, because I speak English, very simple English, because I studied English in Malayalam. So Malay English is Malayali English, so there is no problem, I speak simple English. We have a topic for discussion is justice for peace and happiness. My proposition is very simple. There is no peace without justice. And there is no happiness without justice. Justice is a precondition for peace. Why do people go to court? People go to court for 2-3 things. One, to settle their disputes. Because when there are disputes between people or among people, there is no peace. They are restless, they are sleepless, they go to what you call impermissible ways and means to settle scores. So they want peace. They want their right to be established, their position to be established, and they want justice. I have seen and I have heard many people saying, why have you come to court? I used to ask them. They used to say, I want justice. So why don't you settle your dispute? I have no problem, provided I get justice. So what is justice? Justice is what you get, what you deserve, and what you not you desire. This is the basic difference between these two things. If you think that justice means that getting what you desire, you will never be at peace. But if you think and if you understand and if you accept that justice means getting what I deserve, then there is peace. But people are not happy with what they deserve. People are happy only when they get what they desire. So getting what they desire is not justice. Getting what you deserve is actually justice. If you have this supreme realization, and this is actually the purpose of all yoga, all what you call the meditation, all ultimate thinking and reaching to the supreme level of understanding or supreme level of reaching the unison with God is actually to understand what I deserve and to realize that what I do not deserve is because of my wrong desires. So justice is a precondition for peace, and justice is what you actually deserve and what not actually you desire. But then what is happiness? Happiness is actually a next stage of peace. Unless you have peace, you will not have happiness. But happiness is actually a stage beyond what you build on peace. Peace you get, but happiness you build. This is the whole difference. Peace you get out of justice, then happiness you want to build. Unless you cooperate, we cannot have a happiness in life. Happiness is what we actually purchase. Happiness is not something what somebody else gives you. You can give ice cream and make children happy, but how many ice cream will they eat after 10, 12, 13, I don't know whether they eat it or. After that, they reach a stage where they can't even look at ice cream. Because there is a stage, we call it Malayalam, madpu or nattipu. Beyond the stage, you can't even eat, you can't even drink, you can't even, enjoy. Even the best of company of persons also, after some time you get bored. That's simply human. But you can make it happy because if you develop on it, if you build on it, and that is in your hands only. If you build on what you have, if you develop on what you have, then there is happiness. Is there anybody in the world whom God has not given anything? Yes, God has given. Look at, we have, every one of us have met, I'm sure, people with particular physically challenged. This was the earlier expression. Then the physically challenged, particularly physically handicapped. This was the first expression. Then came the next expression, physically challenged. Then now the word used is differently abled. Because everybody has some ability. People who are dumb, people who are deaf, people who are blind, people who are crippled, people who are lame, people who have some sort of disability. Every one of us some sort of an ability that has been given by God. But if you realize that ability that in you and you develop on that, then you will have happiness. Because happiness is what you build on and what you get. Thalassemia. There was a famous film of a child, teacher, student. Tare Samin Par. The one who spoke before me is an ardent watcher of films. Left to me, I never watch any film. But I've heard this story, Tare Samin Par. Look at that child. Nobody is able to manage that. But one teacher was able to realize the great quality in that child. And that teacher built on that quality and he became happy, his family became happy, teacher became happy, the whole humanity is happy. So build on what we have. Realize what we have. Realize and be thankful that I have something. And realize that something is a God-given gift. And be thankful to God, be thankful to your friends, be thankful to your family, be thankful to your siblings, be thankful to your teachers. We always have a grateful mind. We always become restless once we are not able to have a thankful attitude. Ingratitude, thy name is woman. That was what Shakespeare said. But gratitude is, thy name is woman is what I have read from Ruby. So I always great appreciation for the women because they are very grateful people. Men are more ungrateful from my experience, whatever it be. Anyhow, if you are able to live with a sense of gratitude that you have earned from teachers, you have earned from your parents, you have earned from your friends, you have earned from your society, taking from your society, you have taken something from your society. Therefore, there is a beautiful saying. Service is the rent that you pay for your room on earth. This is a very beautiful saying. After all, we live here only maybe 100 years maximum. Very few people live more than, but even with 100 also, very people live happily with 100 years. Anyway, let's take it 100 years. But how many 100 years this earth has seen? How this Nedumbassery has seen, this Kerala has seen, God's own country. Since you said God's own country, it's not God's own country. The rest is God's country, but this is God's own country. That's the only difference. Kerala is God's own country, rest is God's country. So from God's own country, we go to other places and make other countries. When I went as Chief Justice to Himachal, I was welcomed like this. A judge has come from God's own country to a country of gods and goddesses. Because Himachal, in every village there is a god, in every hut there is a god. So it's a land of gods and goddesses. If you have gone to Kulu, there's a Kulu festival. Kulu festival is a festival about 250 deities will come with a lot of festivity over there. So it's a country, it's called the land of gods and goddesses. Let me come back to my original thing. Because I will be ending now within 5 minutes. I have to go to a place called Mala at 4 o'clock and then get back to Delhi in the evening. Well, to have a sense of gratitude for whatever we have taken. So, how do you say you have a sense of gratitude? You can say you have a sense of gratitude only if you are able to give to others peace. Only if you have to make others happy. So this is the Avanavan Atma Sugathanaya Ajarikandava Avaran Sugathanaya. That which you do for your own pleasure or enjoyment should also be equally helpful for others to be for others upliftment also. That is why actually live and let live is not actually the real principle. Live and help live is the actual principle. If you are able to live in this world with an attitude of simply living and help living, that means you do your small things not for your own sake, but whatever you do, have some consideration that they should have some share for others' upliftment as well. So if you have this attitude, again that is a distributive justice. This is actually a distributive justice. There are several types, qualities of justice. I'm actually speaking now about distributive justice. How do you distribute justice in your life? Courts dispense justice. Courts do not distribute justice. The citizen, the man, the human being actually distributes justice, because this is a distributive justice. You are able to see others also that they have also an equal right to exist in this world, to grow in this world, and to be happy in this world. So if you recognize the right of others also to equally exist like you and to enjoy equally what you enjoy also, then you always have an attitude of other-centeredness, from self-centeredness to other-centeredness. This growing from self to others is actually a distributive justice. This alone will give you peace and happiness. You may think that you are a very educated person, you are a man in power, you are a man in position. That will not give you peace. What gives you peace is, from the discharge of your duties and obligations, you are able to give peace and happiness to others from your small things. The small things that you do, be it as a lawyer, be it as a judge, be it as a teacher, be it as a mother, be it as a father, be it as a yoga guru, be it as anybody in the world. We have a veteran judge speaking after me from Madhya Pradesh. They will also tell you from your experience also, what have we done as judges also. Every day when I go back after discharging, this is my 17th year as a judge, from court also, ultimately I think from my own conscience, what have I done? So if I really keep in my mind the sight of a person going from my court with glowing eyes, that the satisfaction that I have seen justice, I have touched justice, I have got justice, that is actually the duty you do. So likewise a teacher also, if you are able to say that I have brought up one child, I have brought up 2 children, I have make them responsible citizens. If you are a parent, I have brought up my children as responsible, God-fearing, loving children. There's no point in saying that I have bore you 10 months in my womb. Then one child asked me, how many months your mother bore you in her womb? Because we always say the mothers say, 10 masam chonnu vettu. It will not go anywhere now. Children will ask you how many months your mother had you in your womb. This will not take you. What they will always keep you in mind is how much you have given to them from you. How much you have given to them from you. So this attitude of other-centeredness, I'm sure, will take us a great way in reaching ultimate happiness. Now let me wind up by saying one thing. Even if you forget everything what I said, this is the final thing what I say. In the mortuary, there's no point in getting dreaded about when I say mortuary. Mortuary, on the coffin, you will say RIP. These are the 3 words you will see on the coffin, particularly of the Christian side. RIP. RIP simply means, RIP is universally used. RIP simply means rest in peace. Rest in peace. 100% sure he is at peace because there is no trouble from others and he is not also all going for trouble. But keep in mind, if you want to rest in peace, live in peace. Unless you live in peace, you will not rest in peace. If you want to live in peace, living in peace simply means think not only of yourself, think of others. And if you are at peace with you, you will be at peace with your brethren, you will be at peace with your wife, peace with your children, at peace with your neighborhood. And if you are at peace with your neighborhood, you can give happiness. And happiness is what you build on and not what you get. All the best. God bless you. Jai Hind.